been transferred to another county facility
Okay.
because we were holding them on maybe an arrest warrant.
Anybody got any further questions of Jason? Ashley? Any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Could you be back here at
10?
somewhere around 10 o'clock
Ken?
for a non-public with the construction company that's working on the wall?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are they still working there?
No, ma'am, they finished last Wednesday. I think it was last Wednesday.
How many days did it work?
They started Monday.
So 3
So
days.
3 days.
Okay. Can you take any pictures of the work that they did?
Sure.
That would be available for us to look at?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll go back and do that now.
And you're gonna be here for O'Mara's report too, right?
Okay.
And that's
What
gonna
time
be
is
at
that, sir?
9:30?
9:30?
The mayor's report said only O'Mara and the sheriff.
I think Jason should be here. It has to do with the security of the jail. As far as the report that O'Mara did was regarding the escape of the prisoner and what his reaction was to the process that was happening. It will be a non-public because it does happen to deal with security. But Jason should be here to hear it. Have you seen the report?
Yes, sir, I read it.
Okay. All right, so maybe you should be here for that too, and I'm not sure, Sandy, you gonna take 15 minutes or 20 minutes, or?
No.
Don't know. 5 minutes, right?
Sure.
I guess I would check with the sheriff's departments to see when O'Mara gets here,
Okay.
okay?
Thank you.
Oh, may I have one back? I'm sorry.
Do you need one?
I have.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Our census at the community today is 102. We have 21 private pay, 5 Medicare, 5 Medicaid pending, and 71 Medicaid. We've had, this will be the second landscape or a garden meeting today. And basically, Will, I didn't hear his report today, but he's taken some soil samples. We will be walking around, and we did yesterday, looking to see where we're thinking of putting wheelchair swings and the raised vegetable and flower beds and the pergolas and so on and so forth.
Would they be going inside the garden area?
No.
They would not. Takes up too much room.
The actual garden areas are small. They would be going around, and I think mostly in the back. We noted that in the back area, not after the fire lane, but closest to the building, that's a very nice flat area.
Yeah.
And so we'll be utilizing some.
And that's the south side of the building?
That's right,
Yeah.
that's right, some of that area. Our Medicaid cost report the submission is due this week. So we've been working with Robin Grill to make sure that occurs.
Do you need any other help from our office?
I think we waited for the auditors to finish their work, then it
Yeah.
went to Robin Grill, and we'll be calling again today because that does have to be in by the end of in a couple of
Okay.
days. Certificate of Need Annual Report. I'm meeting with Kathy Gary tomorrow to work on that report. It won't be the final report because of the landscape monies. I need to make sure that we've obtained all of the bills and we paid out on the landscape.
Okay.
To my understanding, is part of that process. I will be talking to one of the gentlemen down at the in the office there, just to verify that I am correct in that, what I'm saying. I mean, that second report can be filed, for the final report can be filed anytime, but we just need to make sure that we've spent our money, and this is what the end result will be. Thursday, we're having an emergency prep tabletop drill that will, we're looking at accomplishing two things. One has to do with when we wrote the plan with the assistance of the fire chief and others from the state, we were not in the new building. Now we've practiced, we've drilled on this, and now we need to make sure that we have the current terminology, not north, south, east, and west, but an actual name, so to be as clear as we can. An actual, and work out a scenario so that we are prepared if there should ever be an emergency to evacuate. We will have a resident memorial service April 3rd, which is on a Tuesday. And we're doing that every quarter now to recognize those that have left our facility, our family, and we invite the families of the residents as well as
Is there a
residents
chaplain
themselves.
or somebody that's involved in it?
We're conducting the service. We're closest. There will be some prayers and some hymn sung, etc. But we need to do that. And then the last area are the large clocks for the main areas. We had ordered 16-inch clocks for the main areas, such as each of the household main areas and the lobby. And when we didn't receive them, and we were continually told that it was a back order and they couldn't substitute this. Well, after much pursuit, we did receive a return check for $649. We still require 9 16-inch clocks. We have substituted a couple of the clocks that we were in need of. And what I'm proposing, we looked at three roughly 16-inch clocks. One was Lacrosse, one was Howard Miller, and one's Mariposa. And these clocks happened to be on sale with a deep discount, including shipping and handling, and the best price that we could seek was with the Mariposa clocks, and they're $38.95 each, and that's including shipping and handling, which it comes to $350.55, and we would like to spend some of the money that had been allocated for those clocks. What we did is the check was received. We sent it back to the administration building, and now we'd like to take $350 out of the 55 cents out of the $649 that we had sent back.
Okay. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll move to accept that bid for the Mariposa clocks, $350.
For $350.55. Okay.
What is it for again?
They're clocks for the
It's the bottom of the report.
the
See
major.
the bottom of the report.
The
Last
main
one.
area back ordered? I thought that you already had those.
We received the small clocks for the resident rooms. We were having 16-inch clocks for the larger areas because they're, you need to be able to see them from afar. We were able to find some and substitute a few. We had originally ordered 13. We never received them, but I couldn't ask you to do anything out because they were back ordered.
Back-ordered.
We finally had some resolve to that issue, and now I'm asking to purchase 9 clocks out of the $649, which we received back. Each clock is $38.95. That totals $350.55.
I'll second the
Okay.
motion. Any further discussion on the motion? All those in support of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and so voted. Unanimous. I had emailed Bob regarding, I guess I'd call them false alarms for the fire department to come to the, I thought it was the old nursing home, but he emailed me back and said it was the new nursing home, and that corrections had been made so that they should be reduced and not have as many. I forgot now what the problem was, whether it was uneven pressure or somebody working on a system.
We
Do you know?
we've been working on a couple of system issues. I think that they've been resolved.
Mhm.
And I'd rather have Bob because he's intimately involved
Okay.
in that, but he can
Okay.
come and address that at the next meeting.
Okay. Any further questions for Sandy? Thank you.
Thank you.
As you notice on the agenda items, O'Mara is coming to talk about what I had said earlier regarding the, what took place on the victim that, inmate that escaped, whether we acted properly and if other agencies did what they were supposed to do in the plan. This other Patrick Malone, he is presently working on, that company is presently working on the wall in the old jail, fixing up the interior portion of it. Chris Mayer, the attorney, it's also non-public, and that's regarding the jail. We're trying to find out whether Granger is going bankrupt and won't be able to fix the windows. What's happened is that in the jail, they used non-pickable putty around the windows so that the inmates have been able to pick away at the putty. They can't escape, but it's just a case of the window inside. And whether Granger will uphold that or not, that's what Mayor is looking into.
I think they should have used non-pickable,
They should have used non-pickable, right.
but obviously didn't.
In the contract, it was supposed to be non-pickable compound or putty. So, all right, we got a few minutes here. Let's correct the minutes and get some of our minutes straightened
Let's
out.
go back to our
Okay?
minutes. So we already did the non-public minutes of March 21st. And we have the public minutes of March 21st.
If you
Let me see, we
want
have,
to,
oh, let's, wait 1 second. Let's do the February 22nd first. Because you already read through that and you have the correction.
Okay, I don't have
The
it.
February 22nd
Okay,
at page 5. By Commissioner Kenny, all the way down. I said, I never saw the credit card of the county. And page 6,
was that a correction? I read
Yes.
that in there somewhere.
yeah.
yeah,
Commissioner Kenny said, it says she never saw a credit card from the county.
What's the
that's
correction?
it,
I guess?
I just wrote it down. So,
It says that right here, I have it in my paper.
oh, well, I just wrote it down. I don't know.
However,
It doesn't say.
I do have a correction on the next, I guess this is still
Yeah,
page
and on
5.
page 6, I have a correction too on
Okay.
page 6.
Then finish what you have.
So page 6 by Commissioner Kenny, we have to take out, I already take it out, but I think she didn't correct it, correct. She does not know who it was because some person had the other key. That needs to be taken out, and I said, they can break into it now. And they find a way now to get to in it, to take that out.
What was the last one?
Page
Last one.
6.
Here. Here's the,
They break it. How would the commissioners be able to open the file cabinet? Her response was someone could drill the cabinet open, break into it. Now, did they break into it now?
Yeah. and
They find a
take this out.
way now to get into it.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay, and Commissioner Solomon has also corrections?
yes, up at the top of that same page that you're looking at, This is still page 5, though.
Page 5 or 6?
Well, it's page 5, but it's, well, all right, it's page 5. It depends on which you're looking at. In mine, it's,
How come we got two different?
I have
sets?
no idea.
Two sets then now.
I have no idea. But this is what I got on my computer.
Oh, you got that on your
Yeah.
computer?
I got that, it
Where
came
did that
in.
one
I
come
get
from?
this from Lori.
Okay, this is what
She
came
said she
in.
printed it out of the computer.
Well, anyway, it should say, regarding Commissioner Sorensen's trip to Washington, it should say, not as president of NACO, but as president NHAC.
Yeah.
I corrected it the
New Ham-
last time.
It's New Hampshire Association
Yeah,
of Counties.
I did.
not
And there are
Ma-
two
not
places.
NACO.
There are
Yeah.
2 places that it needs to be corrected. And then there's just one grammatical error.
Did I see both of those minutes? I think these have got to be looked at again, because here you start off with the minutes, and here you approved of the non-public minutes. And this has got to be in the minutes, so
Oh, I think
Why don't you
I
take-
think maybe Lori give a draft then.
why don't you take them and make sure that they are corrected? We can't have 2 sets of minutes with 2 different things in them. You got any other minutes from,
February, let me see. We already did 22nd. March 14. The last page. Commissioner Sorensen motions, I want to add to go into non-public for union negotiations and interviewing of the recording secretary. Is there any other
you
change?
want to add that?
Yes,
Okay.
the last page. Is
You
there
got those
any other
minutes?
change?
Yes, I'm just looking at the last page right now.
Did you have any corrections?
Yes, I have several.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm actually not finished yet, just.
Commissioner Solomon are looking at corrections. The people that you call regarding the bids for the technology services, did they see these detailed?
I sent the
RFP.
RFP to everyone who called me or requested.
Okay.
The 14th?
On the March 14th minutes, I have many corrections, and I don't really want to take
Are they
up.
all just?
No,
Grammar?
no, they are not all.
Just correct those that were improperly said
Okay.
or interpreted, to save the crossing the Ts and the
Okay.
dots. That can be changed. But any change as far as interpreting,
All right. For example, on the last page, aside from the fact you need the person's full name, which I put in, John Rich from, it should say where he's from, I suspect, instead of just the public. It should say that he is from Cybertron. Because he's talking about needing to know, we need to know as soon as possible because time is of the essence, with understanding that the end of the contract, not the end of the year,
yeah,
but the end of the contract is coming quickly.
okay.
And when you have a motion, you have to state what the motion is.
Yeah.
And so it has to state here, Commissioner Sorensen motions and Commissioner Solomon seconds the motion to accept policy on vacation and sick and personal days.
Okay.
The rest has to do with just understanding.
So really you got two corrections, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the rest is just writing it to understand what the actual is actually done.
Okay, you understand the two corrections?
I think she would have. She has just a couple of.
Asher, do you understand the two corrections?
Yeah, the two
That she made?
corrections, yeah, and she will
You all
correct
set?
it, so we will have it.
Okay, are we ready to make a motion on those minutes?
Yeah, I'll make a motion again. I make a motion to approve the minutes of March 14, 2012 as corrected. Is there a second?
Second motion. Any further discussion? All those in support of the motion say aye.
All right?
Aye.
Aye, and so voted. How about March 21st?
I'd like to table the minutes from
Yeah.
March
Yeah,
21st.
absolutely, thank you.
You do? Okay. Is there any way that we can, a year ago, we were able to act on the minutes of the previous meeting, and now we're getting back so that it's going back a couple of weeks,
No,
if not more than that.
excuse me.
Is there any way we can improve on that?
Yes, February 22nd, Sandy Twain did that, the previous minute taker. So
Okay.
she didn't do that. What happened, she didn't have a recording last week because she was doing the delegation minutes
Yeah,
and she was being told that she couldn't record the minutes on a delegation recorder. I don't know why, and I had the recorder down, so I brought the recorder up. She said she has dial-up, so she had to watch government oversight, what took her 6 hours, and then to do the minutes, it's 5 hours. So she has the recording now, and then she will type it fast, and we will have it in a couple days, so she can send it to everyone.
Okay,
So we will be up to date now.
okay. So there's a separate recorder for
Yeah,
the delegation?
I don't know why. This is it.
And there's a recorder for our
And
meetings
now
here?
is, yeah,
Okay,
so.
okay.
But I also need clarification on when I type the minutes, I send it directly to
You
Commissioner
sent it to
Kenny.
all the commissioners.
Send it to all
and
three of
the
us.
whole office.
The very first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we can correct it and not have to worry about correcting it here at this meeting.
I will send, personally, I will send you any corrections I have that are grammatical.
Okay.
But we
Because
can't-
That has been the misunderstanding, because this one here, the 21st, March 21st,
Yep,
this was done yesterday morning, completed, 2 pages. And then Commissioner Kenny and I spoke in the afternoon, and I had left some things out. I was under the impression that public comments could be viewed on the video.
Yes.
But then I was told yesterday afternoon to include the public comments.
No?
So that was an additional 3 pages that I
No,
typed.
that's just the point.
Yeah.
And that's the
No,
point,
no
and the reason why we
public
didn't want
minutes.
public comments
Yeah.
But
included.
you had asked me to put in the IT bids. I
The
I
IT
can't
bids,
differentiate between one person making a comment, taking someone else's comments out, because now you're taking it out of context. So I included everything. So this is where I'm frustrated.
Okay.
Because what should be in it and what shouldn't be in it, and then being told hours later that things need to be put in it, and then I spend another few more hours putting them in. Now I'm being told that some things need to be taken out. This was emailed this morning, waiting for changes, was finally emailed this morning, all 5 pages. So I'm still confused.
I would suggest that with regard to public comments, if a commissioner answers or makes a referral to that comment from the public, that in the commissioner's answer would be whatever the public comment was. For example, if someone from the public said, we ought to have bids done a certain way, the commissioner, you could put into the commissioner's comment, bids will be done in such and such a way. That way, you get the sense of what the public has said without having to put in every single public comment that goes on. As you can see, it gets to be very long,
Exactly.
very, very
And
cumbersome.
taxpayers are paying for this time that I put into this.
Exactly.
So talking about doing it 2 or 3 times, on
understand.
Monday, you had handed me corrections for the minutes for March 14th. I made those corrections. Now we're sitting here this morning discussing more corrections that need to be made. This is why we're backing up 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
So I just want to be able to do the job, record the minutes properly, wording them correctly, and being told what needs to be in and what needs to be out, period. Because I'm not going to do the job 2 or 3 times. I have another job
I
that
recognize
I
that.
work at. So I just need guidance. And if it's going to be coming directly from Commissioner Kenny, then so be it. But to come from 5 different people, I'm being pulled in all different directions on how to do this properly.
We can't correct the minutes unless it's done here in a public meeting.
Well,
I know. But instead of reading through the minutes and correcting them here, we get them ahead of time, like you said.
right.
We can make the corrections on our own copy at home, and then we can bring them in here and go through them fairly rapidly to make those corrections that we all agree on. That would help speed things up. Agreeable, Commissioner
So
Kennedy?
email all 3, the very first one that I typed.
The draft, yep.
Yeah, email the drafts.
And that draft also goes on the website as a draft. That goes to HR department.
With a
Right.
few